Hey everyone, Jabali here from the CEO Gaming channel. On today's video, it's a bit of a new one. And again, I've gotten so busy preparing for the CEO and DreamHack event season, going to Combo Breaker on a flight later today. But I was recently in EVO Japan a few weeks ago and had an amazing time as always. I should have a video up about I actually got 257th place out of like 5,000 players in Street Fighter 6. The two matches I lost were heartbreakers because they basically came down to the last rounds. But with that, I've always been a huge music fan, and especially on the gaming soundtrack side of things. And recently I had picked up one of those cheesy all-in-one, record players, CD player, cassette players from Walmart a while ago, mostly for the CD player portion of it. I heard they were decent quality like Victrola. But then I started seeing, some really cool video game themed vinyls. Kind of want to give you a breakdown and run through all the vinyls I have. Let me know if you've collected vinyls, if this is something of interest to kind of see my other hobbies. I also picked up a bunch of retro games while I was in Japan, and I'd love to make a video about that in the future. So hopefully enjoy this. I will from now on stick to basically anything video game related, fight stick, peripherals for the fighting game community, events type stuff relating to everything that CEO is about. But with that, kind of want to show you every single vinyl I picked up. I probably got about 30 so far to start this collection. Don't plan to go too much more into it. I kind of have these bad habits of I really enjoy something for the few days I have some time to enjoy them, and then I go to town, and then I kind of move on to either something else. But I think this one, every time I see a game that I really like or a vinyl somewhere, whether it's used or brand new and just nobody ever picked it up, I will do that. And then obviously music-wise, to avoid any copyrights, I won't be playing any of these songs on here, but you can get the gist. You can obviously look up any of these records online or the music itself. A lot of them are online in a digital age, of course, but there really is no better sound than a vinyl record player. Some good speakers, which I also picked up some Edifier 1700 BTs, and I got a very cool Ars Technica or Audio Technica vinyl player, a proper one, so I would stop using the Victrola. So show you a little bit of that. But I've been having fun with this. The sound quality, it's not huge difference from what you're used to with a good set of speakers or a headset listening to something on Bluetooth, but there's just something about putting on a vinyl record, having it physical. And, the only downside is you got to get up every 20, 30 minutes to flip the side or start it over, or, finding the track, you got to look for the groove. So a lot of little things. I want to give a shout out to Mikey, who helped me out with setting up my vinyl player, because it wasn't just a plug and play type thing. And, but yeah, super cool. So we will start out with all of these. I want to show you just the cool designs of this. I'm a huge fan of fighting game art and just been very impressed with what I found. So we're going to go in order. I have no, direct order. I have no personal favorites. Some of these I haven't even opened yet. So it'll be kind of surprised what I go through, but these are all either video game related, fighting game related of some kind. I did pick up some personal favorites like the Prodigy, Tragic Kingdom, no doubt, if you remember that, because my older sister got me into that. But yeah, so hope you enjoy this. Let me know what you think, and let's kind of run through it. So we've got Alpha 1, Warrior's Dreams. This was a really cool vinyl I had picked up. This I actually got from the Park Ave CDs, but just seeing the quality of it. And then obviously when you pull out a vinyl, you've got even more cool artwork, Ryu and Ken fighting. Then obviously the songs that you get on here, a lot of this is the stage selections. But what's really cool is some of these are normal, some are not, cool designs, but just a black vinyl record, and then the artwork on the middle. And on the same other side, you have the other side as well. So there's that. And then this is the second disc, vinyl record. Same thing inside. So yeah, so Street Fighter Alpha 1, check. Alpha 2, Rolento's introduction, again, into a fighting game. Sakura Akuma, one of the greatest, titles of all time. And artworks, the Ryu and Akuma face off, or Ryu and Sagat. So yeah, we got Chun-Li and Rose here. But as I was saying, I really liked Alpha 1. It was just I think it's the Super Turbo. Not a lot of depth to it, but it was Street Fighter at its basic core, which I really enjoyed with it, 3-level supers. And then, yeah, this is the famous artwork I'm talking about, one of the greatest images of all time. Ryu and Akuma staring down. There's also some of like Ryu versus Sagat, but there's Sakura on the back. Some Neo Geo stuff, SNK, The Path of the Warrior, Art of Fighting. This was really cool. Again, one of the stage backgrounds. The back, these had some cool discs designs. So some of these come with also, little artwork books and such. So really cool, description of the game and the design, also in Japanese. And a lot of these are like American prints. When I was in Japan, I wasn't specifically buying, they weren't Japanese. A lot of them were like American imports. So different color vinyl right there. And then let's go to the next one. I'm a huge Zelda fan, Link and everything. And this was I believe, a fan-made, nothing official from Nintendo or anything, but fan-made track. And this was like lo-fi, Song of Time, Sheik's Theme, Gerudo Valley, Zora's Domain. Song of Storms, one of my favorite songs. Obviously, a very strong soundtrack from the Ocarina of Time, one of everyone's favorite games. So yeah, wanted to pick this one up. And I like stuff like this because when you get, when you listen digital, you're skipping around. When you listen to a vinyl record, it's basically as the artist intended for you to give that full thing a listen, and you don't want to miss any song. Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Final Fantasy VII original vinyl. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, one of my favorite games of all time. Loved Remake, loved Rebirth. I haven't 100%ed Rebirth, but I got pretty darn far into that. So yeah, just amazing artwork. These are a little bit more protected. And then obviously the remake version of Cloud, Sephiroth on top of Shinra building with the flames. And then what's cool is this also added a curation or selection of the original Final Fantasy soundtrack. So super cool. Again, look these up online and get them. Original Cloud and then original Sephiroth through the flames. One of the most iconic scenes in a video game ever. But yeah, if you're the younger generation, you have not played the original, still worth going through. So many ways to play it online. You can skip forward because, nobody has time for 60, 70-hour games anymore, in my line of work at least. And what is cool about Rebirth, I played it. I'm like 90 hours in. I did not get like 100%, but I just love the hell out of the game. Donkey Kong Country 2, the two bananas representing that. This was a shock to me. Huge Donkey Kong Country fan. I always 100%ed all of them. Diddy's Conquest, Dixie's, the third one, Returns, the Tropical Freeze for the Switch and Wii U. But I was really impressed with how amazing this sounded. So look it up. Donkey Kong Country 2's Diddy's Conquest. OST recreated by Jam and Sam Miller. You can find this on Bandcamp, obviously because it's not like a full-on official album or anything. Found it on Bandcamp, so you can find it digitally. He has all 3 games, but I was just impressed how good this soundtrack was when I really paid attention to it. So very simple branding on the inside with the times and everything. But you kind of see a jungle-ish type green vinyl color right there, so super cool. VGM Essentials by Chuck Nunn. Just a lot of original tracks. You can obviously see the Chomp Chomp, from Mario. You got Donkey Kong Balloons. You got Tetris. You got Dr. Mario. You've got Zelda Sword or Link's Sword. So super cool. But yeah, Bomb Battlefield, Bonus Room Blitz, Green Hill Zone from Sonic. So super cool vinyl there. Again, this one super shiny. This was a video game lo-fi Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack from Diddy's Conquest. So another simple vinyl there. I haven't seen too many like really unique direct vinyl designs, but again, lots of cool stuff. Sorry if that's like glaring all over your faces. Chrono Cross, the sequel to Chrono Trigger. I loved Chrono Trigger. Chrono Cross, actually, at the time, I was more obsessed with because of PlayStation 1 and, the recent release of Final Fantasy VII. But super cool soundtrack. One of the best intros of all time, in my opinion, soundtrack-wise, next to Soul Edge. The original Soul Blade had an incredible intro. I actually got to find that on a vinyl. But yeah, so Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition, because they re-released this game. All right, here's a good one. Streets of Rage 4. Now, what's cool with these like limited edition like vinyls, this one's like a whole box set, with Axel on the cover, which is super cool. I dived into the first one, but again, just impressive, all the different artwork and everything. Streets of Rage entire booklets, like just very cool for the collectors out there that want to spend time looking through everything. But yeah, so that's Streets of Rage 4. Next we have, this one was the one that really caught my eye. Mega Man Legends. I believe I posted a tweet. I'm like, they really do make vinyls for everything. So really great soundtrack. Obviously, people always begged for Mega Man Legends 3 to come out. That has never happened. But I really liked, I believe this vinyl was, just Surbot on it. Simple. So yeah, there's Mega Man Legends. Really cool that they made this, and I don't have the dates. These aren't like dated or anything. But yeah, Capcom license used for ship by Shore Media. So many vinyl companies out there. If I were to go looking up vinyls, there's like I Am 8-Bit. There's so many, but just Google video game soundtracks. If you see something you like, there was a website I just ordered a bunch from, but because one of them was a pre-order, they wait to ship them all. So, but they had Ninja Gaiden. That's what I bought, and I'm really excited about that. That's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Suikoden 2. There's about 5 of these. I believe there's a 6th. They're supposed to come out with a remaster, but I actually got one of my friends at SNK to play the Suikoden series, and I'm like, just skip to 2. 1 is okay. He plays 1, then he gets to 2. He's like, my God, this is incredible. So shout outs to Kaiser. But yeah, this, one of my favorite soundtracks, one of my favorite RPGs to revisit. It's literally, I don't know why, but like that for an RPG, it was only about, and you can see this like translucent see-through, super cool. This is like only a 10 to 12 hour game, part 2, right? And then this was on PlayStation 1. I'm sure you can figure out how to find these games online and play them. Mega Man X, one of my favorite Mega Man games of all time, with Sigma up there. You got Zero, and then all the bosses I could not name. Cutman is probably all I remember. But yeah, super cool artwork, you know, Scientist and Mega Man right there. So this was cool. And then even more badass artwork inside. So you got Mega Man on there. You got Big Purpley Dude. I believe that's Proto Man. I know my gaming lore. I'm not just a TO. So yeah, and if I was wrong on Proto Man, please correct me. See if you're still paying attention halfway through this video. So Mega Man X right there. Final Fantasy Selections disc by Nobuo Uematsu. Been very fortunate to meet him twice and get 2 separate occasion pictures of him. I know he's resting and taking it easy in his career, but one of the greatest to ever do it. Anything Nobuo Uematsu. I actually have a signed copy of Final Fantasy VIII original soundtrack by him. Awesome. So this is an arrangement. It's got like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 6, 9, 7, 8, 10. It goes up to 10. So 10 was awesome. Xanarkin's a great song. Blitzball is a great intro to the game. But yeah, super cool. That's one of my favorite recent games. I think they killed it with the 3D design. I did get to World 3, and then it took me like 2 hours to figure out where the hell to go next. But lots of, this is 2 discs in here. This one feels double stacked. But yeah, and then you've got cool artwork right there. You know, the same thing again. So Sonic Frontiers, awesome soundtrack. Some amazing songs. Definitely pick that one up online if you can. Next up, classic Guilty Gear. I've heard this theme sung many times. Well, I have not opened this one yet because I've heard the song way too many times. So for Smell of the Game, but super cool. I might keep this one sealed, but Guilty Gear Strive. You know, this right here, 13,860 yen. That's about, it used to be like 130 bucks, but this basically came down to like 80 bucks. I know my conversion sucks, so don't correct me, but it was cheap. But super cool. Multiple vinyl records on it. Yeah, so definitely have to give this a listen when I get back home from DreamHack Dallas. Next up, I might not open these. We got so many. Breath of Fire 2. You know, this is an older one. So when I went to, it was called Disc Union in Shinjuku. I took a train once I heard about this place. So they had like 10 different Disc Union stores. One was like jazz hip hop. One was like pop. This one was specifically gaming soundtracks. They also had CDs as well. But Breath of Fire 1 and 2, some of my favorite old school RPGs. So I thought that was super cool. Another good one from Capcom. I wish they would remake one of these. That was a great series. So you got Metal Slug 4 right there. Another great SNK game. They've had so many Metal Slugs over the years. It's basically SNK's version of Contra, but the artwork and the art itself is pretty incredible. So we've got that one. What do we got next? I'm just going to run through these guys. I've got so many. Metal Gear Slug X soundtrack. Had to pick this one up. I thought that was cool. Prices in here, but these were, again, like 30, 40 bucks each after conversion. So super cool to find all these in just an actual like single store, right? Back in my day, we went to freaking Virgin Megastore in Orlando near Disney World. And that place was huge. And they had like a row of the top 20 you got to listen to. Now, obviously, you never have to listen to your music to find your house to listen to good music. The Mother soundtrack, Earthbound, was the sequel's name. One of my favorite games of all time. I actually recently replayed the Mother 3 fan translation where they because it never left Japan. Definitely check that one out. I thought that was super cool. The translation, just look up Mother 3 fan translation, figure out the rest. But yeah, so Mother, awesome series. I haven't given this one a listen to yet. And again, I've seen people with like 1,000 vinyl records. I'm like, how do you listen to all that? The original Breath of Fire, that first one was 2. This one was, 50, 60 bucks. So super cool art on there. And if you want to see more of the disc stuff, I can do another video in the future when I get back. Samurai Showdown, the definitive soundtrack. So super cool. Again, when they make these vinyl records, there's no fluff. They want you to listen to every single song on it. There's a ton here, right? And most vinyls, I think they last up to like 30, 40 minutes tops. Obviously, they don't have a lot on them. Jesus, not even. 12 minutes, 12:30, so 24 minutes there. You know, side C and D, so it's basically in pairs. So this is disc 2, so that's another like 22 minutes. And then, you know, the last one, side E and F, are basically 16 and 18. So you're looking at like 36 minutes right there combined, 35 minutes. So, but yeah, Samurai Spirits is what they called Samurai Showdown in Japan. For many years, I saw a lot of events misspell Showdown with a H in the middle because of show, but yeah, so super cool. The original artwork, Hamru. So yeah, really cool. What do we got next? Almost to the end, guys. Tekken 7 soundtrack. I actually ordered the Tekken 8 limited edition vinyl record. I'm waiting on that. Obviously, every Tekken, you want to party, you want to bump all over the place, give it a listen. So, you know, Tekken 7, this again, huge, beefy set. All right, Final Fantasy Rebirth. Super amazing artwork with Zack, Sephiroth, and Cloud. Aerith on that side. Tifa, which is also coincidentally the name of my dog, is on the back side. So again, vinyl records are very short. You're not getting long listen sessions, but you're getting the best of what the artist wanted you to listen to. So yeah, Final Fantasy right there. Obviously the Meteor coming down. Can't wait for whatever the third one's going to be called. Everyone thinks Revival's the name. Let's see. What do we got now? Metal Gear Solid 1. One of my favorite. It's not my top 5. It's definitely in my top 10 list. Just a quick rundown. Super Mario 64, Final Fantasy 7, any DDR, Street Fighter 2 series. And my fifth one is really hard to say, but I really love the Jak and Daxter series, especially part 2. So if you're ever curious what some of my favorite games and inspirations, but super cool artwork here, Metal Gear. I really love this soundtrack. I really think the first one's the most memorable, especially with the intro song, or, you know, when you alarm the security and stuff. So yeah, nice little vinyl. Let me see this color again. Nice little brown with some like little tie-dye mixed in. Yeah, but you know, if you're enjoying this kind of content, please guys, I would love to show you more of my hobby side, not just my work side, because this is what keeps me going and enjoy stuff. Then we got a little anime here, Akira Symphonic Suite. I love anything symphony or opera style or classical. But yeah, amazing, amazing historic anime. I definitely picked this one up. One of my favorite images of all time, just seeing, you know, his throne with his bike on the left side, basically crumbled up behind him. So yeah, Akira, I thought this was super cool. Lots of stuff in here, you know, and what was super cool is at the Tower Records, they had this on an end cap. It was like displayed everywhere. So really cool stuff. And then the world of Genoa, you know, give you a little, just something cool to like kind of detach from the internet. We have Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite game series, especially the PlayStation 5 version was incredible. So if you haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game, really great platformer. It's all about just getting better guns all the way through, but very unique style. And honestly, there up your arsenal. There's a lot of good classic ones. I always say just play the latest one because it basically sums up all the previous ones. You don't have to go, you know, you don't have to go back and play them all. You're not going to get much different content, but they're all enjoyable. Just always play the latest one is what I like to say. So super cool, kind of that tie-dye. I don't know what this art style is called on a vinyl record, but a splash art, Picasso, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so there's that one. We've got Tekken Tag 2, Moonlit Wilderness. One of my favorite songs of all time is on here. So yeah, just super cool. All the artwork. Don't want to open. Let's open this one up for you guys. Take that off. These things, I always hate like the extra fluff and the stuff you got to keep track of. But yeah, so you got Anna, Nina, and then boom, they all come out. Just look at this cool artwork. You got Lily on there. You got Law or Marshall, whichever one that was at the time. Ganryu right there, or Honda for Tekken. And then Asuka. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Asuka in a bathing suit. So yeah, super cool. All this, you know, this is a big beefy one. I believe this one was like $60. So super cool again, guys. You know, just play the video games. You can also listen to like jukeboxes, but there's no, you know, the sound quality is not like, again, you're not going to hear and go, my God, CDs and digital music sucks. It just depends on the speakers you have, but that feeling of physical, nothing beats it. Now, would I recommend my best friends to get into this hobby? Probably not. I only know a couple friends that collect vinyls and love to do so. So, all right, I'm going to save the best one for last. But this one's Super Mario Bros. The movie. This is actually a limited edition I got from Nintendo's Live in Seattle when I was working at PAX, PAX West. So the discs are actually gold. Super cool. So look at that, because it's limited edition. You got gold right there. I thought that was super cool. Had to pick this up. I believe actually my buddy I missed it because I was so busy that my buddy, he went the following day. It was a unique experience at Nintendo Live. It was like a basic mini Nintendo theme park. And what was cool is they didn't want people going back every day. So you got like a per day ticket. And that was the only day you could go as like just a normal attendee. Bowser up top, Final Destination stage playing Peaches. So great movie. If you haven't seen it, this is going to start the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. Virtual Fighter 1. Super awesome. If you remember that, you know, just the sound effects walking to an arcade when this first came out, I thought it was amazing. So yeah, all the artwork. I used to use Old Man Lau when I was a young kid. So Jeffrey, Sarah, Pow, you know, just amazing game. Do I play these like I play Tekken? No, not usually. But Virtual Fighter 4 was an amazing game on the PlayStation 2. It actually innovated a lot in training mode. But yeah, so Virtual Fighter. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Had to pick this up. I actually bought this a long time ago just because of the artwork alone. I believe it was from I Am 8-Bit or somewhere else that was selling it. No, I think it was just the company that made this. Let's take this wrapping off for you guys. But Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, one of my favorite games. Do I like to play it all the time? Not as much. I used Elena when the game first came out, when I was at all the Florida locals. And I switched to Ken and Chun-Li like pretty much everyone else in the world. And then now, because of Fightcade, you know, during COVID, I'm going to turns, people picking up Bookies, Dudleys with all their Fightcade practice and just bodying all the old folk, which is always awesome to see. I love when new generation of players can come in. But yeah, the Third Strike, obviously this is a massive collection of pretty much everything on it. So I have not opened this yet. There we go. Oh my God. Look, incredible art. Look at that. Alex versus Gil, who could resurrect, was the most annoying asshole of all time. And then just recreates that. Let's see. Oh, wow. Actually, yeah, you can't tell. But look at this vinyl record pressing, as they call it. So super cool. Again, little like tie-dye design on the sides. Or maybe someone just dropped a paint bucket. We got Street Fighter 3. This first disc. All right, let's pop in the next one. What do we got? We have, boom, Yin and Yang sitting down. Again, incredible artwork. Let's see if this disc is any different. Yes, it looks like it is. Oh, no, same thing. The blue pressing on the outside. So super cool. All right, two more discs within this. What do we got? We next have Ryu. I'm sorry, I was still on the cover. We have 11 versus 12. No, I'm sorry, Necro versus 12 or 11, whichever one. They changed in Street Fighter 5. But yeah, super cool, very obscure characters. This guy was meant to be like kind of the Blanca, you know, with electricity moves and like spin attacks. This one was, he could X-clone you and basically become you for a few moments with his super. So super cool. We got that one. Then we got one more. And that is it for my video game vinyl collection. What do we got? What do we got? Boom. Nice. Ryu versus Makoto. Makoto, one of the most unique characters of all time. That was just incredible when you saw high-level Makoto, unless you were Akuma and she supered you twice and you were dead. So, yeah, guys, you know, just want to run this through. I hope you like this kind of content. If you'd like to see more, please let me know in the comments below. You know, I don't do this channel for any monetary gain. I do it to just kind of keep me going and engage with the community and enjoy what I love to do, obviously. But yeah, if you want to see more of my collecting side, I can go through my music CD collection. I have a lot of classics, Final Fantasy. I have a whole physical media shelf that I started to fill up with just all my favorite games. I don't go for like rare stuff. I just go with the games that matter to me, just to pass it down to the next generation, stuff like that. So yeah. With that said, a lot of vinyls that I have to listen to when I have some free time in September. That's how I look forward to things. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Alex Shibeli from CEO Gaming. Good luck with all the tournaments you're traveling to or any fighting games. Akuma just released today, so I'm excited to see how Season 2 turns out for Street Fighter 6. Tekken 8's going strong and everything else. So keep playing fighting games. I'm Jabali. Take care.